What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, Cham Ham. I'm not gonna keep trying to pronounce people's names, but Cham Ham. Um, Just Low. Miss Perfectly Imperfect had to go to sleep. So what's going on? Angel, Tara. Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Uh, Yasmin. What's up, Yasmin? How you doing? Louisa, Crystals, Vicky, Abby, and a slew of others. What's going on? Uh, I guess I'll start taking questions now. I don't care what y'all want to talk about. I'm open. Like I said, we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about today. Okay, my chat room's doing that. Okay, thank you. We're gonna get right into it. Kimberly Reyes said, "What up?" with $25. I like to round up, so I'm gonna say 25. I appreciate that. Sup, definitely. What's up? Um, Yo, well, before I start taking questions, before everybody get filed in, somebody said, "What's my net worth?" Regular. I still work a full time job. I'm not a YouTuber. Like I'm not a full time YouTuber, so my net worth is regular. Uh, I don't know. People always assume YouTubers are all millionaires because the most famous YouTubers you see are very well off. But that takes a lot of subscribers, and I think I excuse me, I think I'm at like 57,000 subscribers right now. So trust me, my net worth is regular. I go to work for the majority of my money. Somebody said, "Kev, is your email for questions still the same or has it changed?" Um, yes and no. My email for questions is still the same, but the policy has changed. This week, I've had to start charging for my time, and so now if you email me at kevhicktalksguyswithgirls at gmail.com, you'll get a response message detailing how you can actually get your email read. The problem with the emails was when I was a smaller channel, and I'm still a very small channel, but I get a lot of engagement. So when I was much smaller, I could go through maybe, I don't know, 50 emails a week, no problem, and feel pretty good about getting back to everybody. As my channel grew, especially over the last few months, I've probably gotten like 30,000 subscribers in the last month and a half, maybe 2 months, and that brings a lot more volume in. So my inbox went from, maybe 20 emails a day to 30 to 40, and on like a weekend, I might get 60 emails on like a Saturday. But even on a slow week, I'm averaging like 140 emails a week. And so while my email is still the same, kevhicktalksguyswithgirls at gmail.com, it's impossible for me to operate it as a charity. Like I used to operate my emails as a charity, and I would spend hours a day emailing people back. Now I just can't do it. First of all, I have a lot going on. I'm trying to write a book. I got some other business ventures I'm getting into. I want to put more content up, as a lot of y'all always notice when I don't put a video up, everybody's like, "Oh my God, where's he been? Where you at?" And it's just that I'm just too busy answering emails to actually put some content up. I like to put a lot of thought into my content, and so if I'm thinking about different issues related to different questions throughout the week, sometimes it distracts me. And I have an email block for 2 hours, and for 2 hours I can be productive every day doing emails. The thing is, it became so crazy that it would take me 3 and 4 hours to get through my emails if I wanted to get done. And at first, I was so used to getting done with emails that I figured I just had to get done with emails. And then I realized I really don't owe anybody that much time and effort. And we did the PayPal thing. I'm gonna finish this up real quick. We did like the PayPal thing for people who wanted to donate and uh, you know just be a blessing, because I'm giving them my time. And the thing is, for every 100 emails I get, I might get like 6 people donate some money. And while I really appreciate those 6 people, that's not necessarily enough to make make me want to answer 94 emails for free. Not with the time it takes, not with the length of the emails I'm getting. I'm getting 1 and 2 and 3 pages from people. And, every email gets a lot of care from me. I'm reading through every word. I'm trying to figure out what that person needs because it's a labor of love for me. But at the same time, I can't be gone from my family for 2 and 3 hours a day with nothing to show for it. So, yes, say all that to say, yes, the email thing is still the same, but you'll get an away message. And now I actually prefer people with a donation of any amount because I know people don't have it. But with any amount, I don't give a damn if it's just $2. You got to send me something or attempt to. And I still answer free emails, but those are my Instagram DMs. I still do free Instagram DMs, but there's no way of knowing if you're going to get through because there are a lot. Like I have 58 waiting just today. So there's no way of knowing, how long it's going to take me to get to the free emails, but I still answer free emails. But for the majority, if you got a Gmail or you want something answered in a timely fashion, send a PayPal donation and send your email in the PayPal. PayPal has a message box where you can send an email in the PayPal and just leave your email address, and then I'll email you back from PayPal from an alternate address that you've never heard of. That way it doesn't get spammed out or get full of, get too full of people, finding out what that address is and emailing me for free advice on that one as well. I don't want people to get lost in the sauce, so to speak. So the people who really need it are probably more willing to put $2 to $5 to $10 in my PayPal account to make sure I get to their message. And like I said, I'm not trying to get rich. A lot of people are charging $40 for email, $70 for email. I just can't keep giving up all of my time for free. I just think it's starting to fatigue me a bit. And so I want to do this from a place of vigor and excitement. And sometimes you just feel used up when no one's offering anything up for your time. So that's what that is. So if you want to email me, long story short, very long story. If you want to email me, you can still write kevhicktalksguyswithgirls at gmail.com, and you'll be emailed right back with a full list of instructions on how to really get your email read in a timely fashion if you're willing to donate. If you're not willing to donate, go to my Instagram page and DM me and wait in line, basically. Like I said, I'm still emailing people back because I love everybody and I'm trying to give people help, but I can't help 400 or 500 people a month for free. That's ridiculous. I'll be talking about tricking off a lot. That sounds like tricking off a lot of time for me, trying to be the nicest guy in the world. I've learned that I can't help everybody, and I'm having to make peace with that. And it's been a process for me learning to make peace with that. So forgive me about the new policy, but it just has to be this way. Oh, she said, dang, Kev, that hat leaning like a T. Yeah, man, I'm attached to my hat. People be saying horrible things about black men wearing hats. And so I think the rebellious side of me just doesn't want to conform to what people think is acceptable. Like, I don't understand why everybody think a thug wears a uniform that involves a hat and maybe a gold chain. And if you wear those two things, you must be a thug and therefore not qualified to give sound perspective to people. It's kind of idiocy. So I'm attached to my hat for a lot of different reasons. But I'm outgrowing it, as you can see. My hair is getting pretty long. I'll be getting dreads soon, so you can hate that as well. And I'm not saying you hate it, but I'm just saying people don't like people are, they get on my damn nerves, to be honest. Not you about the hat. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm trying to grow it out for dreads. I wanted to get long enough that I don't have to be in the ugly stage of dreads for too long. I'm gonna get into these questions though. I've been talking for a long ass time. Okay, thank you. Let me see where you at. EB pronounced Ebe E. Jones. EB, cool. Sending some love back because your live vids are exciting. As when they re-release as exciting as when they re-release my favorite J's. Somebody said, was that you? That might have been you the other day. Somebody said, or maybe today, it was like, I'm sitting here waiting for the next Kev Hick video, like some J's about to come out. I appreciate it. I really do. I always want to release content that helps people. And so you notice a lot of time, I got an email. Please help. And every email starts with please help, urgent, emergency. All of them start like that. So, but anyway, so EB, somebody said that the other day, and I was just thinking, like, a lot of YouTubers, they release content. First of all, they're full time, so they release content for entertainment purposes as well as informational purposes. And so you get 2 and 3 videos a week. And while that's completely cool, I really like to put a lot more thought into my content. I really want it to help. I don't like to talk just to talk. I want to make sure that when I'm sending a message out there, that it's going to be received by somebody who needs it, and hopefully help change somebody's life. And that means I put a lot less content out than some guys. And I would like to put out more content. I could do a lot more, but I have a full-time job, so I really appreciate when people do wait around for my content, because it might take a week. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, and I'll stick a live between the video or something like that if I'm too busy. Because I got 2 young kids, a wife, 2 actual jobs, and 2 businesses related to this YouTube. So, I'm a busy guy, but this is very important to me, and it's my dream to do this full time. So, I got to start making a little bit more money so I can help more people. I've become a lot more passionate about it than I was before. So. I'm very upset. I'm very glad. I'm sorry that you wait for my videos, like a re-release of some Jordans, and I hope you continue to. I hope you continue to find that valuable. I'm gonna try to get into these questions. Somebody said, Angel, I'm not gonna do that to your last name. She said, I just started watching you, and thank you so much for your tips. I appreciate that. Hey, where can I find someone who wants a commitment? Man, those dudes are everywhere. It's 7 billion people in the world. You'll find somebody if you look hard enough. Let's see. How do you know if a man is sleeping with his female friends? You don't. I guess a man with a lot of female friends that don't give him space when he's in a relationship, and maybe aren't respecting the boundaries that should be in place, could be a red flag. But there's no way of knowing. If you know your man, you know whether or not you can trust him. If you feel like you need to be a bit weary, then you might be onto something. I would always trust your gut, and just don't be with no dude that makes you feel like you got to check on him like that. Ebony Kai, hi, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. She said, just support, and I appreciate what you do. Thank you very much. Like I said, man, when people help me or donate to me or just support me, especially with their pocketbooks, whether you buying a t-shirt or you buying a consultation, or, you just send in a PayPal donation for your email to be read, you don't have to do that. And so I really appreciate when people love me with their actions. And I've always tried to do that. In my personal relationships, I've always loved people with my actions, because people will tell you anything. People always told me, oh my God, man, if you need anything, let me know. Let me know if you need anything. I'll be right there. They just saying that because most likely you're not going to have to push that red button. I'm one of those types of people that if you do push that red button, I meant every word I said, and I'm on my way. And so, you don't meet people like that often, but people who go out of their way and donate, I feel where they're coming from, because I'm that type of person. I always like to go above and beyond what with the Call of Duty. So my supporters are definitely doing that, and I appreciate it. Hi, Vanessa here gave me $5. I appreciate you. I got your text message today. We're gonna talk. I just I've been moving around. I just had to take my little buddy to Chick-fil-A. My little buddy, my 4-year-old. I had to take him to Chick-fil-A and let him run around the park, because it got a little dark on us quicker than usual. Carla Martinez, I appreciate your super chat. Man, y'all just showing love this evening, and like I said, I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to get into some questions. Y'all know I'll be rambling, so it takes me a while to get on here and get busy. That's why my lives be 2 hours. Somebody said, I have a question. How do you know if a guy is feeling you through his text messages? Yasmin, the author, I've written. I've not written. Well, I did read, but I did a video on just that. It might be 2 videos. I think I have how to tell if a guy likes you through his text messages, and how to tell if a guy doesn't like you through his text messages. I think that you could start at those 2 videos, figure out if they were helpful or if they were as specific as you needed them to be, and then from that point, we'll go from there. Ask me a more specific question once you see those videos. Get in the comment section. I'm gonna try to catch up on my comment section. I used to answer every comment, and y'all know this. And man, it's just I've been getting so many. I've been getting, I don't know, 200 and 300 and 400 comments a day. across 80 something videos, and it's really difficult to keep up with some of the comments. Okay, cool. I got another email. I'm telling you, my phone goes off all day. My wife just be looking at me like, I don't know how you do this. I love what I do. That's how I do it. But at the same time, the Jay said, can you email me black back, please? Yeah, I can attempt to, but you would probably have to, man, I don't know. You put a bunch of red marks or something. There might be 200 emails not even open yet that, and I've been trying to get through emails, and as I get through 100, another 100 pop up. As I get through that 100, another 100 pop up, and that's just Gmail. I'll go over to Instagram right now. I got the same issues. If I get to, and I only got 3,000 followers on Instagram. I think people come email me and unfollow me. I don't even know how I get all of these people, but the same thing. I'll go through 30 emails and I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm good for the day, and I look up, and then I got 20 more the next morning. And that 20 turns to 58 quick. And so, right now I got like 60 emails just out waiting to be received on Instagram. And then I have another 30 or 40 that I accepted, but I still haven't gotten to. So it takes a lot, but I'm gonna try to get to you. I don't know when you email me. If it's time sensitive, you may want to put a couple dollars on my PayPal. Just throwing that out there, and then and writing that in PayPal, and leaving your email address, and you'll get back to me. I'll get back to you within 48 hours. And I can do 48 hours on paid emails because the mass majority of people don't offer anything in exchange for my time. And so, that's a short list. It'd be like 6 or 7 emails that people donated for, and it'd be 93 emails that people would just be like free advice. And I get that. I understand. But at the same time, I'd much rather be in the line of 6 people than in the line of 93 people, because I'm gonna get to that 6 people much quicker than the 93 people. And even if I dig into the 93 people, man, y'all should see the length of some of these emails. It's insane. Yes, hey, Libra season is upon us. Thank you for what you do. Still working on what I'm supposed to work on. Gotta head out. Peace. All right, yes, I'm gonna talk to you later. I appreciate. I'm glad you're still doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you still on what we talked about. So, that's nice to hear, because I never know. I don't be getting the updates like I be asking for, but I trust you. Yes, I think you're on board. Appreciate the love. Let me see. Somebody said, "Oh well, looking forward to seeing you in dreads. Dreads are beautiful, especially how some people style them in different ways." Yeah, my hair's about 4 inches now. Like if I pull it out, it's about 4 inches, 4.5 inches in some places. It's a bit nappier in the back than it is on the sides and the top. So I don't know what it's gonna look like at first. It's probably gonna look crazy. So I'm gonna be back in my hats. But eventually, I think when it grows out and I get the look I'm looking for, I think it'll fit me well. Let me see. Oh my God, I don't want to kill your name. It looks like a beautiful name. I don't want to beat your name up, but the last name is Lou. Thank you so much for your super chat. And see, you don't have a question either. You just showing love. And like I said, I appreciate it. Loving me with your actions is much, much, much more effective than loving me with your words. Everybody loves you with your words. People always tell me how much they appreciate me. And I get it. And it keeps me moving. But at the same time, man, when people do something they ain't got to do, I just really feel that. Let me see. Somebody said, "Hey, Kev, I received your email plus support. Everyone, how do we donate to this? This is all new to me." Okay. Somebody help Anna Laura out. I guess if you're asking how do you donate to me, I have a PayPal, I have a Cash App, but Cash App seems to be hard. I have to I'm Kevin. I think I'm Kevin M. Hickman on Cash App, or it's $ Kev Hick. $ Kev Hick on Cash App. My PayPal links and my GoFundMe links are usually in the description boxes of any one of my videos, especially my recent videos. So if you want to donate, you can start at GoFundMe or PayPal or even Cash App, but I don't have a link on Cash App because their links never work real well. So that's how you can donate. You don't have to, like I say, you don't have to donate. I still do free emails, but I'm only doing free emails on Instagram now, because I need some more followers, and it's just easier to keep the email shorter. If I'm gonna do free emails and I'm gonna do 100 emails in a week, I want them to be shorter than the Gmails get. Try to get into some actual questions, but like I said, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the super chats. Somebody asked someone. She said, any suggestions for people who need to get out more? I'm not the club type. Me neither, Antoinette. I guess I was at one point. Like, okay, so like I grew up in the projects, right? And I've always been me. I've always been a nice guy, and usually, like, if I'm in it, I own it. I'm a leader everywhere I go. So I run shit where I'm at, no matter what. I'm never following anyone because I don't necessarily trust everyone's intelligence, and I always want to be the sharpest guy in the room. I say all that to say, I did do a lot of clubbing when I initially hit club age, but it was because it was what I thought a person should do at 18 or 17. You know what I'm saying? I'd be at the club. I had gold teeth. I had my shirt off. I'd be wilding. I'd be bucking. I'd be looking at people. The whole thing, right? Like I fit right in. I fit right in with the ruckus. But it was never me, And so I kind of broke that cycle after I realized that, while it's for a lot of people and while a lot of people enjoy it, it wasn't the thing that fit my spirit. I always felt like I was lowering myself. Not that people who are at the club are lower, but the vibrations were just much lower in the club than I was used to. And I was always much more spiritual than a lot of people around me, much more perceptive, much more intuitive. And I always felt negative because I could feel other people's spirits around me just wasn't right. So no, I don't do a lot of clubbing, or I haven't clubbed it. I ain't been to the club since 08. But damn, I ain't been to the club in 10 years. I'm getting old. But yeah, Antoinette, listen, man, I go to Walmart. I go to Target. I'm boring as hell. We don't do a whole lot. I think you got to find good, clean fun. We like to go bowling. When we go to the movies, we do, comedy clubs. If you can get to some comedy shows, those are always real cool. I think the crowds are more older, more grown and sexy at the comedy shows a lot of times. So I would start there. I would try doing that good, clean activities. I don't do no clubbing. I don't smoke. I don't drink. People always think that I'm high in my videos. Man, I don't even smoke or drink. Like, I've never smoked or drink. And even when I was at the club, I was the designated driver. I was the one making sure nobody got too tipsy. Like, I was the one making sure everybody was straight. I just believe in the safety first and being prepared. And, I like to be war ready. Like, you never know when some stuff's going to pop off and you need to be straight. Ain't nothing worse than having the buzz and then some shit happens and make you feel uncomfortable, but you too buzzed to really figure out how to handle a situation. Like, I drank for the first time a few months ago. That's how clean I am. Like, I drank for the first time a few months ago, and I had 2 shots as an experiment to see how I handled liquor. I had 2 shots of vodka, and then some dude was behind us on the street, and I was straight. Some dude was behind us on the street asking for a light, and he was just looking suspicious. And normally, like, I'm sharp, like I'm planning, I'm thinking, I'm plotting. And I just felt like I couldn't straighten up. Even if he was a threat, I couldn't straighten up like I wanted to. And I didn't like that. And it just made me feel for a lot of women who go out and they have a lot of drinks and they're around a lot of guys that they don't know. And man, listen, I'm 6'2", 6'2 and a half, 210, muscular, dangerous physically, and man, I felt very uncomfortable not having the full range of the skills that I've acquired, just because I was buzzing and I wasn't completely straight. So, ladies, please stop drinking around me. You don't know, just stop it. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I've gotten way off a subject. Whatever the conversation was, Antoinette, I don't club. I go to Walmart, Target, bowling. So maybe you can try some of them boring activities. Go throw some darts or something. Play ball. I lift weights a lot. I do stuff like that. I ain't into no fun. I don't need no excitement. I'm looking for peace. Peace is king in my house. We don't need no excitement. I'm going to call you P. Lou. She said, Yamo, no worries. Thanks for the best videos. I appreciate it. Somebody said how to donate. I'm slow. PayPal, Cash App, GoFundMe, any one of those will work. I appreciate it. Let me see. I'm trying to get into some questions, but the comment section is jumping around. And let me see. She said, somebody said, Bella Blog says, Kevin, does a man respect you if he flirts with other women in your face? Excuse me, I got to look at a belch. Yeah, I don't think that the flirting is. It depends on if that's your man. If that's your man and he's flirting with other women in your face, then I would doubt if he respects you. I would seriously doubt his level of respect for you. Some men don't have self-respect, and that's another thing. Like a lot of times, a man will look like he's disrespecting you, and he is, but it's because he don't have no self-respect. He hadn't even established enough self-respect to act appropriately. So it doesn't mean much for him to disrespect you or to disregard your disposition about his activities. If that's your man, absolutely it's disrespectful if he's flirting with other women. But if that's not your man, it could be a tactic to jog your interest, to rile you up, to give you one of those lows. A lot of women start liking guys who put them through a lot of ups and downs or highs and lows, and a little bit of a tumultuous start. And so sometimes guys do things on purpose to piss you off, just so they can build you back up. And it's a game to them. It's strategy, but I wouldn't waste my time with a guy who was flirting with other women in my face. I just think that's wrong. If it's childish. I like to be genuine. If a guy can't genuinely pursue you, then I think that's a telling sign of his character, and it's a tactic that he won't abandon once he gets you. He'll always try to manipulate you into doing what he wants. So I would move on. Should I be offended if a man only comes to my house for a date instead of taking me out? Absolutely. If a guy is only coming to your house for a date instead of taking you out, and he hasn't explicitly told you the reason why, like, listen, I'm doing really bad right now. I'm absolutely broke. Can we just hang out? I just want to be in your company. I just want to be in your presence. That's one thing. If a guy is just avoiding setting a date and trying to weasel himself into your house or weasel you back into his house, he's not trying to put any effort in. He wants to go to his house or your house because it's a lot closer to a bed is than a decent restaurant. It's a lot closer to a couch is than a decent restaurant. He's just trying to get you on that bed and couch and have his way. I haven't known a man who refuses to take a woman out who also respects them and has good intentions with the woman's heart. A lot of times guys are only trying to figure out how much it's going to take to sleep with you. And they know if you think you spent time with them once or twice and they were cool, they know a lot of women don't have a very, very long time limit or a lot of dates that it takes to get to sleep with them. And so, let's just skip the money that I'm gonna have to spend and put this girl on the couch somewhere. And that's just what happens, man. And unfortunately it works. So I would avoid any date, especially a first date, a second date, or a third date. Well, the second date and third date, if you haven't been on a real date yet. Like I would, if a guy hasn't taken you out, man, or he hasn't even offered, he keeps trying to do the house thing. He ain't about nothing. And what type of life are you gonna have, even if he is about something? Let's say that guy really wants to hang out with you, really wants to be with you, but you can't get him to take you on a date in the beginning of the relationship. You think when y'all get married and have kids that you're gonna have an exciting life with this man? He's still gonna be sitting on his ass trying to take you to the next room to watch some Netflix. Like, if a guy doesn't have the things that you need to sustain you in a good relationship right now, or in the beginning of a relationship, especially when everybody's on their best behavior, he's still not trying to wine you and dine you. He's still not trying to impress you. Then you got yourself a dud. That's a lemon. Don't be dating no lemons out here, man. You can't make lemonade out of some of these guys. They ain't shit, some of them. So that's what I think about that. Somebody said, you seem so young to be so wise. How old are you and what makes you a relationship expert? I'm 31, and thank you. And I would never call myself a relationship expert. I'm not sure such a thing exists. I think people are able to objectively read other situations, or I even talked to a psychologist. I talked to a lot of psychologists. A lot of psychologists seek advice from me, uh, and it always throws me because, like, while I'm interested in studying psychology and maybe ultimately get my doctorate in psychology or my master's in psychology, I don't. I'm clearly not a psychologist. You understand me? So it's perspective. I'm not offering expert relationship advice. I'm offering a perspective. It's an educated perspective. There's some education there. There's some experience. There's some firsthand experience, some secondhand experience. I've taken psychology classes. There's a little bit of that I like to mix in, but I'm not an expert. I'm a person who has a perspective that has become valuable to people, and for the people who've applied the perspective I've shared with them, they've gotten better results in relationships. I would never call myself an expert. I don't like the term guru or anything like that. I'm not pretending to be anything other than me. That's another reason why I come in my videos. I got my hat on, I got my gold chain on, I got a t-shirt on that I just worked out in. Like, I'm not trying to be anything other than what I am, which is a guy who's always helped the women around me with their relationships. That's it. So no, nothing makes me a relationship expert. I just think that I feel blessed, and I feel like God has given me a gift to relate to certain people who might need it. And so I'm not necessarily trying to be anything. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I think I'm living my purpose and living my truth, and I'm sharing my truth with the world. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a relationship expert, and I'm not sure those things exist. I know marriage counselors who need counseling. So that's the thing. Oh my gosh, what's up? What's up, Nikki on the beat? Yo, man, I know I'm supposed. I think I was supposed to talk to you, and then you said you was straight. Don't worry about it. I know I ain't been ducking you, man. It's just you been getting lost in the sauce. I appreciate you, Nikki, on the beat though, and you've been patient with me. Um, and the only reason I remember because your picture is very very. First of all, it's a great picture, but I remember faces, and immediately when I see your picture or like any of the pictures, the avatar that someone uses, I'd be like, oh, okay, I know this person. And if you have an avatar, it's easier for me to track your emails. When people don't have no picture, they get lost because it just be like a K or an M or something in Gmail. Anyway, Nikki on the beat says, since I'm losing weight now, my guy is jealous. But when I was bigger, he halfway paid me attention. Should I check him? I think you I think you need to express what you're feeling. I'm not sure if checking him is the way to go. I think check implies a particular tone. Okay. I think what he might be missing is his effect on you, his the lack of support that you might feel. Um, it might be completely missed on him. He's not necessarily in need of checking as much as he may be in need of enlightenment if he's otherwise a good man to you. Now, if he's lacking in a lot of other ways, then yeah, maybe you need to check him and just throw that in the pot. I don't think checking a man who actually needs checking is useful at all, because it usually indicates that a guy has way more issues than he's willing to deal with or address. So if your man is a good man, if you got a decent guy already, but you feel like he's a bit jealous because you looking better, in your opinion, in his opinion, and he may feel he has more to worry about, so he's acting a little bit jealous. And then he didn't pay you much attention when you were bigger. The jealousy is an indication that he likes what he sees, so much so that he thinks everyone else will. So that's a good thing. Uh, I don't think that you can charge him with the sin of not paying you attention when you were more out of shape, because that's just how he responded. Men like what they like, and he loved you, and he was still with you. But at this point, you're dangerously beautiful, and so you just have to. You kind of got to take the good with the bad. But I would definitely share with him the feelings that you're having, and maybe share with him the feelings that you had before you lost weight, so he can understand that he has an effect on your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-value. He needs to understand the gravity of his role on your emotional health. So you should check him, but I wouldn't check him, because that implies some kind of aggression, and in a different tone than I would like. I would like you to have a conversation with him about how his support and lack thereof, or his validation or lack thereof affects you, and if he knows that from this point on, he can make better decisions. And if he doesn't at that point, then check him. Nikki on the beat. K Martinez, what's going on? What's going on? Said, and I'm not trying to just do super chat questions. They just pop up and you got to get them because it'd be disrespectful not to. And I would love to, but I'm going to try to get some normal questions in a minute too. She said, K Martinez says, my boyfriend is in the entertainment and politics business. And he has a lot of events where everyone is invited but me, but I'm tired of fighting over this. You know what? I'm not in the entertainment politics business, but I have trouble thinking that everybody but you is invited. Usually they give someone, especially someone entitled to be there with a badge or a pass. Most of the time they give them a +1. And if they're not a +1, they have access to tickets so you can at least be at the same event. And maybe he don't. I don't know what his situation is, exactly what he does. I mean, he could be the cameraman, in which case, no, he don't have access. But if he's the person in the event, if his being there is important to the event, then a lot of times they do have a +1. And I think that he might not want to share that with you for whatever reason. That's possible. But like I said, I would probably need more information. I can't tell you he's right or wrong, but if you feel like other people of your caliber or as distant to the profession as you are have been invited to the event and you haven't, and that's consistent, you may be onto something. I wouldn't fight your intuition on this. I think you know whether or not you could come to some of those events. If there's no policy he's pointing to, it sucks. And if you're tired of fighting over it, it's because he's not giving you an answer that's valid enough for you to believe him. I guess your only option is to not fight over it, either make peace about it or if you already set the standard and he's not doing it, you either have to get used to it or you have to figure out a way to move on from it. But it has to be rectified. I don't think you can go 40, 20 more years or 30 more years feeling like he's keeping you out of his life for a particular reason. And not to give you any, pause here, but a lot of women who write me who have been excluded from things that they had access to but were told they couldn't go to were only held back because there were maybe another love interest in those spaces. So I don't know what the hell is going on with him, and you probably need more information before you could even give me more information. But I think that there's something that you should be concerned about, but I can't tell you what exactly he's doing or anything like that. It could be nothing. He could just not want you there. Maybe it's his time. Maybe it's where he's doing his work at. You never know. I don't know. The things I love doing with my wife. But she's not on my YouTube videos, so who knows? I wish I could tell you more, but I just don't know enough about the situation. He might be a good dude. Let me see. How do you stop married men from being attracted to you? You can't stop any man from being. Tessra Gordon said, how do you stop married men from being attracted to you? You can't stop any man from being attracted to you. That's a lot like the question, and I think I'm going to do a video on this soon. Somebody asked me, a lot of people, a plethora of people asked me, why does it seem like I only attract jerks or suckers or players or F-boys or whatever they call them, right? Because even stupid men recognize beauty. Like, you don't just attract stupid dudes or jerks or cheaters or players, but they're attracted as well. You attract nice guys, you attract genuine men, you attract decent dudes, but decent men aren't in the habit of approaching every beautiful woman that they see. And see, that's the thing that I'm gonna be honest, it pisses me off about the way women work, because they are attracted to the very signs that they should be running from. When a man is coming up on you and he's super confident and he's so smooth, and you think, oh my God, girl, this dude here, he talking right? This dude has practice. Okay, the dude that's fumbling his fingers and he's coming up to you and he's talking all low, and you gotta say, hey, speak up. What do you say? I can't hear you. What? He all nervous and shit. And you say, oh man, girl, he was weak. I'm gonna hard pass. Y'all be telling jokes about these guys when they could be laughing at them and shit. Them are the decent men. Them are the men who don't get a lot of practice approaching beautiful women, who are intimidated by your value, who see your power. And listen, I understand that women want what they want, just like guys like what guys like, just because you don't have it don't mean the guys shouldn't like it, and that's the same thing with these guys. A lot of these guys don't have a lot of confidence, and, they don't approach women, as smoothly as, and I've been all of these men before. So I can speak from experience on both sides of being successful approaching women and being unsuccessful approaching women. And sometimes it just depends on the woman, how confident was, how smooth I was, how successful I was. But, married men are attracted to you. Single men are attracted to you. Good men are attracted to you. Bad men are attracted to you. The difference is some men are just players. Some men are just experienced. They get a lot of practice, and so they approach you, or they make their attraction known, as opposed to a genuine man or a good guy or a nice guy, so to speak. They hide their emotions because they're afraid of rejection. They don't feel worthy because you're beautiful, and they assume that same beauty on the inside, which sometimes is not there, does not exist. I think nice guys seem to underestimate themselves and overestimate the woman at times, and there's a lot to be said about that. But you can't stop any man from being attracted to you. If you find, you find. Deal with it. And I know that's not the most PC answer, but that's just it. If you find, you find, and ain't nobody gonna not notice you because you don't think that they're worthy, or they shouldn't be noticing you. You know what I'm saying? I think that there are some married men who make their attraction known because they're scoundrels and they cheat on their wives, and so I'm attracted to. I've seen women that I was attracted to. I see a few a week. I work at a place where most of the people are older, like really older. So I don't see like women who I would find tempting often. But when I see them, I'm not saying anything to them. I'm not making my attraction known. You can be quiet. You can just be attracted to somebody and it mean absolutely nothing. And a man making his attraction known to you and is married is probably a scoundrel. He's probably willing to sleep around on his wife, because a married man is going to keep his attraction on the hush if he's trying to keep his marriage intact. We don't need them type of problems over here. Double R showing some love to somebody said, Bella, you are beautiful. A man who loves and respects you will be too busy making you feel yourself and making you feel insecure. That's absolutely right. Somebody said, so many people with relationship problems. Yeah, man, there's 7 billion people in the world. At least half of them in relationships or have been in relationships. The other half are looking for relationships. Somebody said, Kevin, stay focused. I don't know if you're talking about the way I ramble or just on my grind, like making sure I stay on my grind. But either way, I'm trying. I absolutely am trying. I need to get away from my job. I can really stay focused. I got so many things that I want to do and so many videos I want to make to help women and just people in general, because my message is for everybody. Even guys that watch my channel see the parallels and can take as much from my messaging as women do. But women are 95% of my viewership right now, so I address women for every video. But that's not because I'm just trying to fix women or just help women. It's because I know they're the ones that are watching. When I get a bigger guy audience, then I'll start using more neutral terms to describe these things. But right now, it's not necessary. Let me see. Somebody said Amber Reed said he kept playing mind games, talking to other women, but spent so much time with me and was in love with me and wanted to marry me, but kept cheating. Then left one day and never talked to me again. Help. How would one help you other than to tell you to to just try to learn to live without that person. Like that, you can't, if he never talks to you again and he was capable of cheating on you, and he said, you used the terminology kept cheating, then he clearly wasn't worth the trouble to begin with. um, he didn't, at least he didn't respect your mental health and emotional health. So you don't need help getting him back. um, Coping is that can be an emotional trauma. So I might not be able to help you, but you may be able to talk to a counselor about why you stayed with somebody who requires so much of your integrity to be compromised, so much of what you wanted to be compromised, so much of your morality and moral value and your morale to be compromised. Like, he clearly didn't care about how you felt, and you accepted that for a time, and then he decided when it was over with, which shouldn't have happened. You should have let him go at some point. So I would suggest actually that you talk to somebody about why your standards for other people and how they treat you are so low. That's where help starts. And once you develop those skills of just loving yourself actively, and self-care, active self-care, which requires you sometimes letting toxic people out of your life, like letting them go or removing them. Uh, Self-care is very, very important, and so I don't think you need help with that relationship. You need help with self-care if you're accepting that type of treatment, um, and you can get it. But again, that takes some personal work on your part. It takes active, intentful healing on your part, and it's not something that's going to just come if that's the thing that uh, you're likely to do again. You need to go get help trying to figure out why you don't value your own happiness a bit more. No offense. God, there's so many questions under where I'm at. Somebody said, somebody said, dang, Kev, you get the most donations out of all the YouTubers I watch. It seems like that, but I hear about these YouTubers. There's a guy I was talking to, a coworker of mine at my real job, and somebody was like, he's like, yeah, man, this dude's making 70 grand a month on donations. I was like, what? There's people out, there's people out here doing amazing. I might get a couple $100 on the live. Um, and I appreciate it. It's amazing to me, because I'm gonna talk about this regardless. If you throw money or not, I'm gonna be on here talking. I'm gonna be on here trying to help people and try to change lives. That's my part. That's my purpose in life, and not just about relationships. I've done this stuff about a lot of things. Relationships, that was just the first channel I built, and I haven't had time to make another channel. But I got another channel idea that's gonna be really nice. And if I can get away from my full-time job one day, I'll do the second channel. But I mean, I think I get a good amount of donations because people have been helped by me. Like we talked about the emails earlier. People who I helped a year ago who are still feeling the effects of whatever change I suggested, or whatever perspective I shared with them that helped them out of the place that they were in. I still talk to people, a few times a week who I might have helped in my first 3 months on YouTube when I just had like a couple of hundred subscribers, and they be like, man, when you told me this, I did it and it changed my life. It changed everything about what was going on. Not because I'm so great. I'm not saying this because I'm so great. I'm just saying that, for whatever reason, I was able to say the thing that they needed to hear at the time. And I was blessed to be able to be used spiritually for that reason. But people who are still feeling the effects of their encounter with me are still coming up to me or showing up in my chat room. Like the first few super chats I got on here today, those were people I did consultations with. So they paid to talk to me on the phone and just tell me about what was going on with them. And in my consultations, people tell me about everything that's happening with them, and then they just ask me, well, what do you think? As an objective person, outside of this situation, looking in as a third party, how do you see this? And is there anything that you believe that I could have done differently, or can do differently, or can do before I make a mistake? once I give them that perspective, and once we just talk about things, and sometimes they get clarity, sometimes they talk themselves into the right answers or into the thing they need to do, and other times I offer my experience or my perspective. But another email, see. Uh, but these people, like, they are actually being helped. So they for whatever reason feel like after they've encountered me, they still want to give and they still want to help me build what I hope to become an empire of helping women. And so it's a testament to, I guess, whatever gift I might be blessed with, and the help I've given other people. And so that's why people are donating, for the most part. It's usually people who I've encountered or had email exchanges with them, because they just appreciate where I'm coming from and that I've helped them. And I love that. I love that people have encountered me and still don't feel like, oh my God, I paid for something and I didn't get anything from him. They all feel helped. And so far, I've been able to help everybody in some way. And I'm so thankful that I'm me, and that, I have my mind. I have a sound mind. Like, I thank God for that. I'm not a holy roly, but I thank God for that. And I think I'm blessed. And I just think I'm gifted in that way. For whatever reason, and it's nothing I've done to deserve it, and I'm not great. I'm just for whatever reason the right person for some of these people. Somebody said, "How tall are you?" I got measured a month ago. I am 6'2.5", and I'm 6'3" in Tim's. Yeah. Let me see. I'm skipping through. I don't know if this is like a second part of a first comment, but somebody says, so I just want to know if I should move on, even though I have a lot to offer. I'm a really sweet girl. I really like him. I don't like this. Can you help me, please? Thank you. I would have to see. I would have to see the first part of your question, because I don't have the context. I don't have the context to what's being asked. Lax Alex, if you put like a lot of stars or symbols on your next question and elaborate a little bit, I'll be able to get to it. Somebody said, do you live in California? No. I live in, I got this creaky ass chair. We bought this kitchen set at like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was great. It was sturdy. Now it's just creaky as hell. I need to get rid of it, but we have other priorities. No, I don't live in California. I actually live in Ohio. I'm not going to tell people which city I live in, because people stalk. And then I get a bit of haters. And then some of y'all, again, talk to these gang members and shit. And listen, I don't want no trouble, because I'm going to make it home by any means necessary. And so I need to make sure that I'm being proactive about my safety. But no, I don't live in California. I live in Ohio. It's not that hard to find out where I live, but I ain't for the bullshit, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me see. Miss Beautiful Honey 19. Thank you for your super chat. How to make guys feel comfortable and happy supporting you and investing in you. That's a very good question, but it's general. How to make guys feel comfortable and happy supporting you and investing in you. The first thing I would say is, yeah, I love Ohio too. Melissa Lucas said, I love Ohio. Ohio's all right. We don't get none of the, look, I'm skipped over. Ohio's cool because we don't get none of the extreme weather. We have limited tornadoes, limited hurricanes. We don't have no tsunamis. We don't get none of that weather crap. But anyway, back to Miss Beautiful Honey 19. To make guys feel comfortable and happy supporting you, they have to feel supported by you. Men are in the habit of guarding their hearts, right? And women often fall in love really quickly because, that's their fantasy. They grow up looking for love. Men grow up just looking to be strong, right? And it makes us feel vulnerable and unsafe to meet a woman that challenges us emotionally. So as far as making a man feel comfortable and happy supporting you, you have to show a man that you are trustworthy and that he can trust you with his heart, right? And that you won't put him in a position where he's vulnerable and he has to be soft in order to deal with you. Like, you make a woman cry And for whatever reason, she'll come right back because she feels in touch with that part of her. You make a man cry, he can feel humiliated, and he'll leave you alone forever just because he feels humiliated that he broke down like a little girl, is what he'd be thinking to himself. No man wants to feel that vulnerable. So um, when a guy gets with a woman that he can trust and that makes him feel safe emotionally, and guys need that too, is we don't talk about it often, but guys need to feel safe emotionally. Y'all wonder why a lot of these guys don't commit. They don't seem to respect the importance or the gravity of a relationship or an emotional connection, is because that they don't feel safe, and they haven't found a person that they can trust. And then when they do find a person they can trust, and they have to learn how to be a person who can be trusted. So, with that said, if you want to make a man feel comfortable, show him he can trust you, emotionally. Show him he can trust you, support him. If he feels supported by you, he will want to give you that back. He'll want to use his power, his resources, his money, whatever he has to offer in giving you back what you've given him. But you have to offer him something besides some sex. Women think that the ass is going to get them the world. And it does sometimes. Every once in a while, somebody gets lucky, and you end up in Dubai somewhere. But it's a lot of women in Dubai getting shat on. That's a thing too. So just make sure that you're a person that is shown to him that you're investing in him. And you don't have to do that monetarily, but you have to make sure that you've offered him something that can't be bought. Okay, my comment section just skipping around. I don't even know. Somebody said, I talked to you 3, you up. See, I almost got it. I almost seen it. My comment section going crazy. I'm gonna try to find it. Somebody said, I talked to you about 3. I talked
looking for movie theaters nearby. Okay.
Damn, Siri. I'm not looking for a movie theater. See, Siri. Damn, iPhone's out of control. Somebody said, I talked to you 3 weeks ago about a dude that I was talking to. I was talking to him on and off, and we started talking again a few days ago, and he told me I need to keep waiting because he's into another girl, and I right now, and I act like it didn't bother me. Well, that kind of sucks, Lax Alex. And you talked to me 3 weeks ago. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember the whole conversation of all the details. But if a guy is telling you he's into another girl and you need to wait, you just need to move on. Ain't no man that values you or values your propensity to be a good woman to him ever going to tell you explicitly to wait your turn unless he just has no respect for you. Like, you're not a hoe and he's not a pimp. You can tell a pimp tells a hoe, hey, you wait your turn. You grown folks is talking. Like, they say stuff like that to women they don't respect, right? Anytime a man tells you, even if he tells you in the softest, nicest way, hey, wait your turn, baby. Like, who are you, Snoop? Like, we're not doing that. Like, who are you to tell somebody to wait their turn? So I don't. First of all, don't act like it bothered you. Never let them see you sweat, but move on. Like, never talk to him again. Like, I don't understand why we don't even have to have a conversation about the dude. He's dead. He is dead to you. Move on. Ain't no man gonna tell you to wait. And you supposed to just wait around. Who is he? Again, you got to love yourself more than that. You got to have some self-care. You got to actively seek your own emotional safety. That's a process, and some people have to learn how to operate with their best interests at heart. And sometimes women just don't do that. And so, whether it bothered you or not, it clearly bothered you. But he's dead to you anyway. Like, that's not some shit you want to take from a man. If you still waiting when he get done banging that other girl, then you gonna get exactly what you've already gotten from him. He's just gonna keep doing what he was doing. Don't play yourself like that. Don't do that. Devin Williams said, I'm assuming she said, how do you deal with jealous females that block and flirt with guys only because they're interested in you? I don't deal with jealous females. And when I was single, man, if a woman proved to be what I considered unstable, I just left her alone. I got no time for that. Now, I think that, I think coming from me, it means a bit less because I never was the type of guy that would give a woman a reason to be jealous, right? I think I don't know why it was in me like this, but I always wanted the woman that I was with to feel like the only woman that I noticed or the only woman I seen. And maybe I heard it on the movie someday where a woman said, I want to feel like the only girl in the world or the only girl in the room when I'm with him. You know, and I for whatever reason I caught that. I don't know what movie it was. I don't know if it was a movie, but I always wanted to make the woman that I was with feel like the only woman in the world at that time. And I may or may not do that successfully 100% all the time. But even when I was dating, ain't no female was getting if a girl was jealous with me, if it was a jealous female and she was dating me, uh, she was a scoundrel. She was unstable because I didn't give a person no reason to be jealous of me. I don't mess around with no other woman when I'm with a woman, and so I don't leave no wiggle room there. So me personally, I didn't deal with no jealous women like that because I wasn't doing anything to make a woman jealous. And a woman is still jealous and she dating me, she got some mental issues. I'm getting the hell away from her. That was me. So I really can't answer that question from a place of experience because when I see jealousy, I'm looking for mental instability and emotional immaturity. And I'm trying to figure out how much of it's her and how much of it's me. And it ain't never me because I don't do stuff like that. So, um, and not to say I'm not incapable of making a mistake or doing something to piss my wife off, but I damn sure haven't yet. Not as far as jealousy goes. One time, this girl at the bank used to flirt with me, but I needed my damn check money. I didn't flirt back. Well, my wife was like, "She like you," and that was the first time I realized that, like, my wife be recognizing shit, and I didn't even recognize it. She told me, I was like, "Oh, that girl at the bank, she don't like me." She like, "Yeah, she like you. I don't like that bitch." I'm like, all right. Well, I tell the young lady, I keep it professional with her. So no, I can't really answer that question for real, because I can't speak from this place of experience as a guy. But jealousy is always kind of sour in the mouth of a guy, especially if he doesn't feel like he's doing anything to deserve it. Uh, Even though a lot of guys are. Lex, move on. Yep, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're right. Lex need to move on. Angelina, I have a question. If a guy flaked on the first date but was showing signs of being excited the night before, could he have flaked because he was nervous? The only time guys flake, or most of the time when people flake in general, when they seem to be excited the night before date, it's because they haven't been completely honest about something that they have or haven't to offer. Um, if they catfished you, they're going to be nervous and they flake on the first date a lot. One of the times I got catfished a couple times. Um, it was hard to get that first date off with that first one. And then when she finally showed up, after making a bunch of excuses the first couple of times we were supposed to meet, she finally showed up, and I was like, damn, I wish she would have flaked again. Because it's very, very irritating to meet somebody that has been lying to you about who they are, or how they are, their conditioning, or whatever it is. It's just really irritating to feel bamboozled in that way. Um, so yeah, he could be just nervous, or he could be lying about his appearance, his financial status, his where he lives, anything. So that, or his sex is, I watch Catfish. So when you said that, it ain't nothing. Like, I'm thinking Neve and Max need to take you over to that dude's house and figure some shit out. But we don't know. He might have just been nervous. Let's say that. Maybe he has social anxiety. Kev, what's your sign? I guess I'm supposed to say Libra gang at this point. So yeah, there it is. Libra gang. Gang gang. Whole lot of gang shit. Um, Somebody said, and I don't know if somebody said, I be recommending stuff too, but me and my man talk about it, and I make him know I'm territorial about mine, and it strokes his ego. Yes, listen, jealousy can be attractive. If jealousy comes from a person who is stable emotionally and stable for, I guess, temperamentally, I just made that shit up. If you have a stable temperament and you are stable emotionally, and you are balanced and you are jealous, then most of the time there's some validity to what you're jealous about. And so a guy feeling like, especially if he loves you, a lot, he feels like, man, my woman really loves me. She gets a bit jealous, but it's not crazy. It's just jealous, a little bit of jealousy, a little soft jealousy, innocent jealousy. It's very attractive. Okay. It's very, very attractive. Jealousy can be attractive. What isn't attractive is aggressive jealousy, accusatory jealousy, violent jealousy, tumultuous, hostile jealousy. That type of, that can be a bit rough. But I got another email. But like I said, overall, jealousy isn't something people want to deal with, but it can be cute as long as it's not been expressed. It can be discovered. I can discover my wife being jealous and it'll make me feel like, yeah. But if she's like coming to me with the jealousy, then I'm like, Maria Demi says, can you answer my email? I would love to. There are a few hundred there, and so there's almost no way for me to notice or figure out which one yours is. And it'd probably be 50 more when I wake up in the morning. And so, like I said, if you really want your email answered, you might have to pony up a couple of dollars. I don't care if it's just $2, but sometimes you just gotta give something to get something. Everybody wants a free email, and I understand, and that's okay. But the problem is I can't answer 200 emails, 100 to 200 emails a week, or bi-weekly, because it takes hours and hours. It'd be taking me like 20-25 minutes to answer an email because I'm not rushing through it. I'm really trying to help the person. And so if you 25 minutes times 100, like, we could do this all day. It's basic math, but ain't nobody got that type of time. And so I do a lot of free emails. I try to answer like 20 or 30 free emails a week, because I'm getting 120, and then I have people who text messaging me. I have supporters that have consultations. I have Patreon supporters who have access to text message me anytime. And so I always make sure I hit my supporters first, and then I go through the 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to sometimes 60 emails from people who just want a free email. And so I don't know where you fall out. I don't know where you fall in that list of 200 or 300. I don't even know how many emails I got. I stopped counting. It's like 4 email accounts. People be getting the email accounts. I got like 4 or 5 of them. I don't even share them all. I don't know how people get the emails, but I got a lot of emails in a lot of different accounts. So if you can get in this comment section and specify which email yours is, or which your email address is, I can look it up and try to get to you. Just because you're in the comment section here in this live. If you're watching my live, I can try to get to you, but you got to put your email in the comment section. I'll try to sift through it when I get off of here. Let me see. Somebody said, how long have you been married? I've been married 5 years. I've been married 5 years. Wife 10 years, but I've been married 5 years. I'm trying to find a question in a different section, because my skipping around, and sometimes I can be in one section for a real long time. Somebody said in my last email, in my last relationship, I was jealous. I was a jealous, raging maniac. And my comment section just disappeared. Okay. In my last relationship, I was a jealous, raging maniac, but my ex was a lying, abusive cheater, and I had no self-love. Growth has required a great deal of work, but that peace is now beautiful. It is. Peace is absolutely beautiful. And a lot of women are looking for excitement. and they get their excitement. You want to chase a man around town. You want to follow him around. You want to check his phone. You want to pull phone numbers out of his pocket. There's some really exciting men out here, spontaneous even. But if you want some peace, some tranquility in your household, some real intimacy, some emotional trust, you're gonna have to get you a man that might not give you butterflies at first. Sometimes you have to grow into a place where you love a man that much. And so yeah, you can get lucky and get butterflies and a good guy, but it's less likely. I think that some women need to learn how to correctly measure a man's heart. Because a guy that gives you butterflies hasn't offered you anything. And sometimes that's just you imagining what he could be, and you making a decision to date him and pursue him and let him have you based on what you hope he is, not what you know he is. What to do when someone is into you and after 2 months, if I didn't have sex with him, he disappeared, then came back, but as conversation, how do I get him to be more involved without sex? I think that if a gentleman is if you're not giving sex to a guy and he disappears because he didn't have sex, so that tells you what he wanted initially, and then he comes back. A few things may have happened. Maybe he was disappointed by the relationship or situationship that he disappeared on you for. He clearly he didn't go away to be alone. He went away to explore someone else. When that didn't work out, he came back to you as a backup plan. Either that, or he decided, well, maybe I want something more than I thought, and so let me figure this out. But if he comes back to you and he's not really giving you any effort, which it sounds like, he said, how can I get him to be more involved? So it looks like you're getting low effort, minimal effort. He's probably just trying to keep the door open for sex one day. If a guy is dealing with multiple women, some of y'all be thinking, "Oh, I've been knowing this guy for 2 years and we ain't done nothing. He must be a great guy." But he only comes around, he tries something, you back him off of you, and then he goes away and he comes back and he did the whole thing over again. And you're like, well, I ain't gave him none, and he's still around. But it's meant. The thing is, a guy can date 4, 5, 6, 7 women at a time, and he can just be working on all of them. And you can be in the background because you don't require much time. He can keep you around for years and not get anything from you. And don't mean he wants you, don't mean he cares about you when he comes back. And you shouldn't be giving him credit for having spent these years with you, because his time with you has been intermittent. It's been inconsistent. But a guy keep you in his back pocket. Hey man, one day I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna keep talking. Like that happens all the time. There what I remember before I met my wife, it was like 4 or 5 women that I had dealt with for like 8 or 9 years, just on some, hey, we're attracted, nothing's ever happened, but we flirt with each other, we entertain each other a little bit, and then we go our separate ways, and there's a potential for a relationship or some sex, but it hadn't happened. But we keep connected just in case. Like there's kind of an unspoken thing that happens between some people, that they have some chemistry and they like each other, but they're really not ready for the commitment. And a lot of times it's just the guy being one-sided like that. So don't ever get no guy credit for coming back after he had a temper tantrum for no sex. Like, you don't get no credit for that. You don't get credit for being decent. You're supposed to be decent. And if you can't get him more involved now without sex, then don't give him no ass, because he's not gonna do it. That can't be payment for his time. You have to love yourself a little bit more than that. Don't let no dude play you like that. Someone said, I wish I could give more, but you work hard. I wanted to give you something. I appreciate that, Melissa Lucas. Listen, that's the one thing. That's exactly why I don't put. I struggle with even making that away message, making people say, telling people that, hey man, I'm gonna need some money for my time. Like, I struggle with trying to force myself to make people give me something for the time I might spend on their email. And I shouldn't have, but I did. And I haven't always been the best person at saying no. So that's my weakness. It's something I work on. And like I said, she said, I wish I could give you more, but you work hard. you've given me a great deal. You've given me something that you didn't have to share with me, and that I wasn't asking for, and that, you gave me that out of the kindness of your heart, out of pure love and appreciation. So I absolutely appreciate it. And it's plenty. And the people who are emailing me, like I said, I know people don't be having no money. Some people broke. But if you ain't got $2 to your name, you probably too broke to be trying to figure out, dating somebody. Like, you got to have something established to have a relationship. You got to have something. Otherwise, you're getting into a relationship from a place of need and dependency. So, even if it's, $2, $5, like that's plenty, because it's something that you didn't have to do. You could get in line and beg. You know what I'm saying? You can get in line and just refuse to give something and wait for 3 months for a response, or 2 weeks for a response, or I don't even know what the wait is anymore. I don't even think it's a wait. I can't possibly respond to some of the couple hundreds of people that didn't get theirs over the last 2 months. So thank you, Melissa Lucas, and it's plenty. It's absolutely plenty. It don't take much. A little goes a long way. I tell that to my Patreons. I got a Patreon that gives $2 every month, and people were like, "Oh my God, $2! That's $2 I didn't have before, and it's $2 that person didn't have to give." And if you are holy roly, then you understand grace giving. And sometimes you give it the capacity of your situation and your pockets. And a rich man can give $10,000 because that's 10% of what he got going on. But if 10% of what you got is 10 cents, then it counts the same. Give what you can give, and that's grace giving here. Y'all got the gospel from Kev Hick on grace giving. Yeah, like I said, I ain't no holy roly, but I know stuff. Um, Somebody said everyone wants and speaks about relationship goals, but only very few do effort goals. Um, I think that's an interesting point. I would like to. My channel has a lot to do. My second channel idea would have a lot to do with things revolving around effort goals and just life things in general. But I'm not sure that this channel would be the best place to do it at the moment. I think YouTube would be a bit confused at where I was going if I got off of relationships. They probably stopped showing people my videos because they wouldn't know how to categorize me. How do I ditch a cop that keeps flirting? Wait, I don't know how to ditch no police. Black men been trying to figure out the answer to that shit forever. Ditch a cop that keeps flirting? You better switch your routes. Switch your car and switch your routes. Get some tinted windows. Get new license plate. Like these policemen, they have access. They have unlimited access, and they abuse it from time to time. So if a guy keeps flirting and you're uncomfortable, you can tell the police chief. But man, we know these cops stick together, and that can get sticky. I know I have a coworker that is harassed by a cop and been harassed by a cop for years, just trying to drive home every day, and he's not attracted to her. He don't like her, and he intimidates her. And you cannot get away from some of these police. You need to switch vehicles and switch routes. That's all I can tell you. I wish I could figure out how to get the hell away from some police. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I know, and I'm a good guy. I don't break no laws. I don't got nothing going on, but I'm trying to keep far away from them because it don't take nothing but you know me being bigger than them and looking like a threat for some shit to go down. And I know you got something completely different going on. They like you and all that stuff, but you can't. You just gotta hope that that police officer has enough integrity to eventually get to him and leave you alone. If he's persistent, you in trouble. People talking about homelessness and dating. Yeah, man, a lot of homeless people getting their date on, man, and you always want love. I don't care who you are. People want love. I think you need to prioritize a few things before you do and all that. But who am I? What are some good ways and places to meet good men? Well, church is the most obvious answer, but if you, I think good men is you're talking about the character of a man. You're talking about you're talking about the culture of the men in a particular area to either love and honor and cherish women or not. I can tell you, bad neighborhoods are generally not the best places to meet men, not because they don't love women, but because sometimes people in impoverished communities have trouble loving themselves enough and valuing themselves enough to do what it takes. So if a man is like, let's say a man is a thug, a real thug, not just me because I wear a damn hat. Uh, for some of you ignorant. Anyway, if a guy's a gangster or a thug, he clearly doesn't have enough self love to make sound decisions about his own safety. So, good man might not. If all the guys are like that in your area, sometimes it's the pond you're fishing in. It's not necessarily that there aren't any good guys out there, but it's that you're fishing in the wrong pond. And there's a culture that's built in a particular area a lot of times, and guys end up being much the same in certain pockets. Um, and so you got to figure out how to start shopping for men in different pockets, and sometimes that just changing the area that you're meeting these guys is all the difference. Uh, I am Ocean Wife. I appreciate it. You gave me a super chat $9.99. I really appreciate it. Um, No question, man. I'm getting a lot of love here. Not even no questions. People just giving back, and like I said, it's just it's amazing because I never thought I would be doing this. I wanted to do a YouTube in like 2008, and I was so afraid that people was gonna judge me and people was gonna hate on me, and I don't know. I guess I just had to grow into a place where I just didn't give a damn, and every year I give a damn less about what people think, and now I just never let go of rule number one, which is F what they think, and I think I've learned to accept the good and bad, the criticisms, the praises, all the same. So it's very, very valuable if you're having a problem with the fear of judgment to get over it and just do what the hell you want to do with your life. Like, don't let fear decide your future. Never let your fears decide your future. And I did that for a while, and I'm learning, as I grow older, that clearly that's not the case. That you have much less to fear than you think. Lorraine Neal, $5. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, like I said, I could have been, man, if I started a YouTube page in 2008, I probably would have 1 million subscribers right now. I would not be working. I would be a full-time YouTuber. I could have helped thousands of more women. Um, but I sat on it. I was afraid, right? And I had to grow into the type of person that could accept the criticisms or the hate or whatever, right? And I just wished I could have overcame some of those internal issues back in 2008, because I would be retired by now, probably living a completely different life. And I'm not living bad, but it just, man, don't sit on your dreams, especially if you're not doing it involves uh, someone's opinion or what someone may think. Like, the hell with what people think. You got to do your damn thing regardless. And I've learned that over the years. It just don't matter what people think. They'll be thinking something else about somebody else 2 minutes from now, because new stuff is always happening. Brandy Kelly said, "I appreciate your content. Keep it coming." I plan to, man. I swear I plan to. Like, I want to be here for the long run, man. I don't know how long these YouTube careers be lasting. This is kind of a new thing, but hopefully I'm still here in 20 years with a whole gray beard, still giving game out. Kazia E.A. Wilkinson, I appreciate you. 10 euros. Euros are more valuable than American dollars, so you really looking out. Thank you very much. And I said, from a male's perspective, what is it like to truly fall in love? What kind of actions and emotions are involved? And thanks in advance for answering this question. Okay, so from a male's perspective, truly falling in love is just like, it's much like what a woman feels, except I think the fear is can be bigger, because men, again, we don't like to feel vulnerable. We don't like to feel, like people say, "Oh, he's in touch with his feminine side." Good gracious, I'm getting enough super chat. I gotta. try to finish this answer up. People always talk about how men are in touch with their feminine side. Well, you know, when a man starts to love a woman and he's falling in love with her, he starts to really get in tune with, you know, parts of his feminine side that he might have forgotten all about. And it's extremely scary. It makes you feel extremely vulnerable. And you almost have to power up to get yourself in a position to accept the love, because you just don't want to be vulnerable. And especially if you're a good guy and you've been through a lot of disappointments. You know, I had been through a lot of disappointments, and so you don't want to believe that someone cares about you and then find out they don't, or you're competing with another guy. It's insane what women can put guys through. We talk a lot about what dudes do. Women do a lot of dirt to guys, and I've been done dirty a few times, and it's not cool. So falling in love is most of all scary, but it's as exciting as it is for women as well. Once we get over that fear and we decide to trust that woman, it's just as exciting as it is for a woman. I got to answer the 5 before it goes away, and then I'll answer back. I like the way you say police. Yeah. Tatisha Sherman Norwood. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, well, I guess I don't appreciate it, but yeah, the police. We do that. I guess they're supposed to say police. Yeah, they the police where I come from. I'm from the project. They the police. 5-0. I mean, they cool. We got respect for them. You know what I'm saying? I respect law enforcement. I respect the good ones. There are a lot of good law enforcement out there. But the fact that the good ones pretty much ignore that the bad ones exist and pretend like they don't make mistakes is kind of frustrating for a lot of people, at least in my old community. Shannon LaFleur gave me $10 and $9.99. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Okay, so cool. I really appreciate those, Shannon. Thank you. But back to Kazea's question. You know, like I said, when a guy's falling in love, it's extremely scary. You feel vulnerable. There's a part of you that feels soft, and you know, you kind of get in touch with your feminine side a little bit, and it's not by choice. It's not like you sitting around trying to be soft, you know. But you're more in the mood for a Drake song or an R&B song than usual, you know. And for me, I don't even listen to R&B. Like I just don't. I'm not a mushy, like I'm not soft like that. Like and that's not even disrespectful or trying to downplay, you know, a guy that's a little tender. But I'm just not. I like mood music, but I'm never in that mood. I don't know why. I'm not an R&B guy, but man, there are times where I hear like an old Aaliyah song, like that "I Care for You" song, that Aaliyah song. I'm not gonna try to sing it, but the "I Care for You" song. Well, when I met my wife, I don't like R&B. Like it ain't no R&B on my playlist. I ain't got nothing but gangster rap, like gangster rap, and like just like it'd be like a preacher or a podcast or something. I listen to interviews, rap, and like uh, sermons. So I'm a little bit all over the place. Backsliding for you Christians. I'm all right though. I'm straight over here. Anyway, when I met my wife, it was like I for whatever reason started listening to this Aaliyah song like on repeat. I remember I was working at my job and we on third shift, and I listened to that damn Aaliyah song, "I Care for You." I probably listened to that song 30 times. I just put it on repeat. I don't even like R&B. You know what I'm saying? So when a man's falling in love with a woman, he's touched by, you know, some level of tender that he's not normally used to experiencing from time to time. But it's exciting when you realize that you can trust that woman and you embrace it fully, just like women do. Man, that was a long ass answer for a short question. I'm so sorry. Men love different than women. They absolutely do. Keith Sweat is baby making music. It absolutely is. I'll admit that sometimes I'm mean, but sometimes they're mean to me. Sometimes I know I shouldn't be mean to certain ones, but I am anyway. Well, you gotta get that shit together. How should a female approach a guy she's interested in without looking desperate? Okay, that video is on the way. Like I've already like dug into it. Like it's like halfway written. You know, I always do like notes before my videos. I'll even do a script sometimes if it's something that I don't want to flub on. Like my next video coming out, I have to edit it. I'll probably start editing tonight. I'll finish editing tomorrow. It'll come out tomorrow. It's about dating after sexual abuse. I've been telling you guys that video was coming. It's been on the way. And now that video's here. It's dating after sexual abuse. It's not. It's not the same as the rest of my videos. It's not me telling you what not to do and this or that. It's just me kind of giving a guy's perspective on, women when we find out they've been misused sexually in certain ways, and kind of how to relate better to a man once you've been through something like that, as far as sharing it with them and making him a part of your recovery. So if you're interested in that video is coming out tomorrow. But then after that, how to approach a man or how to pursue a man, email, how to approach a man or how to pursue a man and leave his masculinity intact and not look desperate. I don't know what I'll title it, but that video is on the way, probably right after this sexual abuse video that I need to edit down and release tomorrow. So there will be a video this weekend, and just look out for that. Somebody said, Brittany Jones said, when a man falls in love, does he usually think about marriage right away like a woman? I think a man imagines himself in a position with her where they're stable. Like at least my daydreams always go to the life we could have. So I suppose that could be marriage for some guys. But there's a certain trust that you have to have in somebody to even think about marrying them as a man. Like I didn't never daydream about being married. Men aren't groomed to look for marriage or to even think about it. Like we are groomed, unfortunately, by society to conquer a woman, lay her down, spread your seed, and that's it. That's where we are. Or we're Prince Charming. But Prince Charming ultimately is just gonna smash Cinderella. Like he's just gonna lay her down. He's gonna give her some pipe, and then he's gonna be like Prince. And she's, it's just we don't get the same respect training for the covenant of marriage. That covenant, yeah. Like we don't get that grooming. So we're not necessarily looking for a lifelong commitment. But when we love a woman, we hope it lasts forever. We're not as excited about the marriage part. Now, there are some guys who are more mature and more ready and more groomed for that, so they think marriage. But on a large scale, most guys aren't thinking marriage, but they are thinking, forever or stability, a stable relationship. So you might imagine yourself, with some kids or just hanging out with her, through the years, imagining the life that you could have with her. I think everybody's mind travels when you start to like somebody like that. Do you have any videos or plan to do any videos on interracial dating or colorism when dating? I do have an interracial dating video. It was brought to my attention that I should probably do even another one because, and I left a lot of room to do another one. I only really touched on a few topics there, and I like to leave myself room to do a part 2 or part 3 because I plan on being here for years, and I don't want to say the same thing over and over in every video. So I leave myself a lot of room to revisit topics, and I left myself a lot of room on interracial dating. And so, yes, I have a video on interracial dating. It should be some black and white emojis getting married in the comment in the thumbnail. I don't have a hat on in that picture. So, and I think I had a black shirt. So it's not far away. Like I think I did it a few months ago, maybe 5 months ago. I don't know, but it's not very old. I didn't talk. I guess I might have touched on colorism, but colorism is a whole nother topic, and I don't think I could have smashed colorism into the subject matter of interracial dating, and kept it about every potential. Like I didn't want to alienate everybody outside of Black people who are having issues with colorism in that video. I wanted to it was interracial, so I wanted to just encompass, or invite everyone into the discussion. There are a lot of discussions that Black people have amongst themselves, and I would love to have some of these discussions, but I don't like exposing people who are completely ignorant of certain things to the black issue plate, so to speak, because taken out of context, it can only serve to harm us and further uh, uh, lead to the racism that we experience here and lead to the misunderstanding. So there are a lot of conversations that Black people have amongst themselves, and colorism is a huge issue in our community. But that's not a conversation that I think should be included in the interracial dating video, where you know uh, half of the people are going to be coming from a completely different background, unless they're coming from other minority groups that experience colorism. Um, I would like to address it though. That's one of them conversations that you might want to shut the door on, because you don't want to leave shit on the table, and you don't want to do it in the way that's missing points and disingenuous. That's one of them conversations you have to have when you just keeping it real with people and y'all just going at it. And sometimes it takes that war to get an understanding, but it's not an argument I want to have in front of a white audience or you know what I'm saying. Like it just That's some shit that you just gotta keep amongst yourselves. No offense to anybody. Um, I like. She said, "I like you even more now." Talking about them good songs. Yeah, yeah, man. There's some songs like I have a there's I don't have a list, but there are like 10 R&B songs that I think are amazing. Even though I don't like R&B, I love the mood that is brought forth in those songs. And so, Aaliyah's "I Care for You" is one of them. When I got my heart broken when I was 17, I listened to "Emotional Roller Coaster," man, a million times by Vivian Green. That is just the greatest breakup song of all time. Um, there are a few more too, but I'm not an R&B guy, but there are a few that just I don't care, what the hell's going on. Those are good songs regardless. They still ain't on my playlist though, because again, I don't know, I just ain't into it like that. Hold on. Okay, so somebody said, do guys like it when girls make the first move if it's tactfully done? Guys like when girls make the first move if it's tactfully done. A lot of times, girls will fumble that first move, and that's what makes it really awkward. I've been in a lot of situations where shit got awkward quick because, well, depending on the girl or my excitement level, or if I liked her a lot, you know, I may or may not have been more or less aggressive. And I've experienced it a few times where girls made the first move, and it was just like, that is just not the move to make. Like one time, I was just making out with this girl, and she just pulled out some birth control pills, and I guess it was because she didn't have no condoms, but she was telling me, "Hey, it's good over here," and I was just like, "I don't know what the hell is wrong with you." But we maybe next time. Like I was off. It threw me off. So there are ways and tactics that you can employ. But pulling that birth control pills on a brother, just like, hey, I'm ready. I don't know if that's the move to make. I didn't even know we were there yet. It was a first date at an apartment. God, I guess there was warning signs that I was just a booty call, huh? And she didn't get no booty. I wasn't on that. Uh, I'm untrusting. I think that STDs are real. I don't know. People are running around here screwing everybody like STDs aren't a thing. Like chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV. They're just myths that people perpetuate. Like it's just a narrative. No, those things are real. People have them. And 1 in 5 people I think have herpes, or so, 1 in 3 or something like that. It's like an insane number. And you imagine all the people that these people are having sex with running around like. Oh God, I get some comments in my comment section that scare the hell out of me. These women were like, "Well, I told these women stop sucking random D." And they say, "Well, I like sucking D." I say, "Well, you keep on sucking it then, because you ain't gonna run out. Uh, but you better get yourself checked out, because it's a lot of guys around here laying a lot of women down, and you popping it in the mouth, just trying to get these guys to like you or slow down with you, and that's not the way to do it. Now you exposing yourself to all kind of STDs, because who's really putting some protection on to give some head? Like, man, y'all living on the edge. Like, I don't support." reckless lifestyles, man. And STDs are real, so y'all need to be protecting yourself if y'all out here being promiscuous. That's just life. I don't give a damn if nobody want me to say it because I'm a man. It's a bad move to run around here having sex with all these people and not knowing where they've been, who they've been with. They don't even know what they got. How the hell you know? You know, so y'all need to be careful. There's a lot of women out here with AIDS that are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all doing too much. Some of y'all doing way too much. Let me see. I'm trying to get some questions. Somebody threw out a statistic. I don't know what that conversation is about. Honest, is interracial dating really something people still worry about? I'm fourth generation mixed, multiple races, so mixed is just life. Dating outside of race is just dating. I exist due to interracial dating. Yeah, some people are still, Anna Maria, some people are still interested in that. Some people are still worried about interracial dating. Clearly, racists don't like interracial dating. I think I heard one talk about the pure white blood until everyone in the room was sick to their stomachs and wanted to stab him. And then, talk about how it was superior to all the races and you need to keep the pure white blood. It just was disgusting. And then there are black people who feel like, we don't mix with the colonizer or the pilgrim. And, that there's something there too. And so we can't really, like, I don't judge people for, like, even the racists do. Like, I don't want to mix with your goofy ass blood. Not you. Like, I don't want none of your gene pool stuck in mine if that's how ignorant you are and you dirty, nasty looking. Like, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you clearly not somebody's genetic pool. I'd like to be mixed in with, just him as an individual. So you think about these things and people have their issues for a lot of different reasons. And I really can't tell people what to believe, but I know a lot of people are still worried about it. But like my wife is mixed. My wife is black and white and Native American. And people, this is another thing. People think black means the same thing. They don't realize that 90% of the world is melanated. 90%. Okay. So if we're looking at the race of Caucasians, they are actually the world's minority. But in Europe and in America, they're the majority. Australia, they killed all the Aborigines off. So, like, people assume that black just means African, or brown. If you got brown tinted skin, you're just African. Man, you know how many countries have black people? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them come from Africa, but a lot of them come from different places. Black people were all over the world. A lot of the American Indians or the Native Americans were people who you consider black. Like, it's just a lot going on. So when people say, well, black, we've bunched black into, I don't know, five different continents of people into just black. And that's just unfair. I think black people have this thing where we're so disenfranchised that we have had to bunch ourselves up by our skin color. Most other races can say, I'm this ethnicity, or I'm this race, or these are my people here. And we don't necessarily have that in America. So we always just assume black is the same. And so people look at me and say, well, your wife is mixed and you black. Well, actually, I'm large part, not like a little bit. Like, I'm American, and I'm American Indian enough to probably get on a Indian reservation if I wanted to, right? Blackfoot Native American, like trackable. You know what I'm saying? Like close. So I have Blackfoot Native American, and I have some kind of black. I don't even know what country the black side is, right? Because it's just, we're disenfranchised. They've taken us from our home. So I could be West African, where most of the majority of the slaves came from West Africa, but I could be from anywhere else, right? And so black people should probably stop assuming that black means we come from the same place, or we're dating out of our race because we're dating a person of this other race or that race, because we could actually be from a similar, if not the same place as some of these other races, and we just don't know because none of us know where we actually came from, unless we take an African American ancestry test, which I plan on doing later. But anyway, wow, that was a really long answer to a short question. but yes, dating outside of race is just dating. Uh, but you want to make sure that people respect where you come from and apply to your people. So that's very important to me as well. I couldn't date a white woman who refused to acknowledge the fact that brothers are being shot in the ass and backed by police officers, and it might not be the best way to handle us. Like if there has to be some level of self-respect that is applied to interracial dating, and if you're assimilating to another race, trying to be accepted by them, and your payment or your recompense for being with them is that you abandon or betray your own experience and your own people, then I think that's an issue. So that's my spiel on interracial dating at the moment. I could talk about that for a long time, but it's not really that beneficial. Um, how do I let a guy know that I'm not satisfied sexually? He is a great man and I love him, and I don't want this to come between us or hurt him. If he's a great man, he's going to want to be great. A great man wants to be great. And so, Sonny Ray, if your man is great, but he's not satisfying you sexually, we have to figure out why he's not satisfying you sexually. Some things are outside of his control, but what is in his control, he should be doing better or attempting to. So let's say he don't measure up. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't none of my damn business. But if he don't measure up, he can't do a whole lot about that. I guess there's some stuff you could probably do, but that's not right. It's like making a girl get implants. It's just, we ain't gonna do that. But besides that, if it's a skill set that's an issue, he can improve. It takes some training. It takes some really close emotional and sexual intimacy. You have to be close enough to be able to have the conversation about sex and and talk to each other about sex. Sometimes sex is so taboo, even between a couple, that they only talk about sex right before they have it, or they don't talk about it. They just do it and pretend it didn't happen. Like you have to have a high level of intimacy to improve sexual dissatisfaction, and there has to be a open line of communication. If not, you'll never be able to fully address what's wrong. So if it's, let's say, the motion in the ocean, as they call it, if he needs training or tips, you should be able to explore that with him, and maybe come to him, create a safe space where you can have these conversations about sex that don't come outside of the time frame or the space that you create to have these conversations about sex. Learn how to talk about sex, and it tells me that you haven't learned how to talk about sex with him. You're having sex with a good guy, but you haven't learned how to talk about sex with a good guy, and that's intimacy. That's real intimacy. And people hardly establish that real intimacy like they used to. You used to have that level of intimacy, or maybe you didn't. Maybe there was never a time where that was a thing, but it's very valuable. In healthy relationships, people can talk about sex. So learn how to talk about sex. Force the issue on talks about sex. And there are a plethora of ways to do that. I think I actually wrote a blog on girltalkwithguys.com. I did. I haven't written many blogs over the last 5 months, but that was one of the first blogs I've written, how to have better sex. If you go to my blog, girltalkwithguys.com, there's a blog on there I wrote a long time ago because YouTube doesn't really let you talk about sex. So I talk about it on my blog. I haven't written a lot of blogs, but I'm about to do some stuff with my website. So I'm about to re-up and start uploading blogs all the time, just like I upload YouTube videos. So yes, it's the same shit that's been on there for months, but stay tuned. I'm about to re-up and do a lot of different stuff. But it's a blog on there about how to have better sex. And I think it will help you because it details what I'm telling you right now. But do that, and then, like I said, write me back if that doesn't help you. But there's a few more blogs on that particular topic coming, and I think I'm gonna do a blog about how to talk about sex, how to learn to talk about and discuss sex, because a lot of couples don't have that level of intimacy, and that's very important if you're gonna have good sex. Do you believe that you can get everything you want in one person? Hell no, you can't get everything you want in one person. It's not possible. It's just not. It's not a realistic goal. Like you can't have everything you want in life. Not everything. And there are probably, I don't know, 100 people in the world who can probably say they have every single thing they want. And now, when we start ignoring what we don't have and start paying attention and appreciating what we have, it can feel like we have everything we want. But No one has everything they want, especially in the person, especially with people. You can have all the possessions you want if you're rich. Um, but when you're dealing with people, you never have everything you want in one person. I don't even have everything I want in myself. So how the hell can you have, everything you want in one person? You know, if I could pick and choose and shop and improve me, boy, I would do so. I love me. I love me. So don't get me twisted. But I'm just saying, everybody got something that they're insecure about. And if you're imperfect, then how can you perfect? How can you look to perfect another person? So no, you can't get everything you want in one person. What you need to do is get the things you need. You can get everything you need in a person because that list is a lot shorter. Everything that you need to sustain you in a relationship, you can have in a person. And then you can have some of the ones. He might not come with the package or with the body type or with the height or with the hairline or with the swagger or with the style or with the paycheck or with the bank account or with the house or with the car. He might not come with those wants, but he can have the integrity. He can have the genuine heart. He can have the intellect. He can have the intent. He can have the spiritual value and the spiritual life. He can have the understanding. He can have the warmth. He can have the support. He can have the acceptance. He can have the love. But he might not have the bank account. He might not have the sense of style. He might not have the swagger. He might not be as rough as you like him, as tough as you like him. He might not be as rugged. He might not give you butterflies in other ways, but you can get the things you need in a person. So I will focus on getting the things you need and getting a few of your wants. But it's asking too much to get all of your wants. And I think the priority is backwards if the word is want. Let me see. Sunny Ray said, thank you so much. I really appreciate your advice, and this helps so much checking out the blog ASAP. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. You can actually leave comments on the blog too. I haven't been very active on the blog. Like I said, the last 5 months, it's been YouTube. I've been having a growth spurt, so I've been trying to just drill into YouTube. But I just paid a few $100s to renew all of my licensing and things on the blog. So I'm about to start doing a lot of different stuff on the blog, and so be prepared to begin your emails, because you can subscribe to my blog and get the blogs emailed directly to you when I release them, and a lot of people do. But the blog is it's coming, man. It's a work in progress. Somebody said, I just want a sandwich. You know what? I could go for a sandwich. Somebody said, even when my dad and I hung out, if he knew I got something to do at night, he woke me up early in the morning. Okay, y'all having a different conversation. I ain't mad at it. What, Kevin? You're killing my vibe. I don't know. I said a lot of shit. I could have killed your vibe a while ago. I don't know. I kill a lot of people's vibes. Let me see. Will a man commit to a woman that isn't his type? Yeah. I don't think that the thing with men is their type. A lot of times a guy's type is that he don't have no type. He just likes a beautiful woman. Just like that Ray Shrimmer song. I ain't got no type. Bad is the only thing that I like. That song is kind of accurate. A lot of guys just like a beautiful woman, and we find beauty in a lot of different things. And so you got to understand that you don't have to be a man's type. You just have to have something to offer him, and you become his type. I like people always assume, especially like with the colorism argument, they like, oh, your wife is light skinned. That must be your type. Boy, everything is my type. A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. I've dated light skinned girls. I've dated dark skinned girls. Hell, I haven't dated white women, but I've seen some that was my type. If I had a type, that was that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has, men especially. The variety is the spice of life for men, and they love women in all capacities. They are looking to conquer as many different types of beautiful as there is. That's the issue with me. Y'all talking about how these men run around, they cheat, they spread, they see, they doing this, they doing that. These men are laying down different types of beautiful. While y'all thinking they got a type, they laying down different types of beautiful, and they might be very successful with a particular type. But man, men want to hit it everywhere. Men are trying to screw themselves around the world. That's what men are into. And so You got to be mindful of that. Christine 99. What's up? What's up, Christine? I think I might have a text message from you. I think I got you, but I think you texted me last. So I'm gonna get with you though. She said, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate what you do. By the way, now that one that we talked about has played out. I think I finally got that other one's attention. Maybe he still got some work to do though. Well, I hope that works out for you. I know you were pretty disappointed the other day when I talked to you, but like I said, man, things happen for a reason. And I do believe that you're in a good place. You're in a healthy enough place where this won't, that disappointment won't break you, and you're learning so much more about what you want, and you're in a much better place than when you started. So I think that you'll have exactly what you want, and you'll have it a lot sooner than you thought you would have it. And it's interesting watching people grow from not being sure if they want anything from a man to knowing exactly what they want, and then finding it soon enough. So I think that you're in a very good position right now. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad that things are working out for you. And I hope that they continue to get better. I know you got some stuff going on with the other gentleman, and so I hope he starts putting the work in and putting the time in, and making you feel as special as the one that got away. Let me see. But I'll be in touch with you, Christine. I always talk to you. See, also when y'all be seeing me like have these like side conversations, like these are I have Patreon supporters. I don't have very many, but I have Patreon supporters who, and I think it might be sold out now. I don't know if I have a room for any more. You got to look at it, but there are certain Patreon supporters that at a particular level. Me and you just text back and forth. You don't play the email game. You just talk to me like I would talk to anybody who texts me. And my cousin texts me on the same phone. I'd be like, "Hey, what up?" And some of my Patreon supporters I get very familiar with because I talked to them for a long time. And I'm not sure Christine was. I don't think Christine a Patreon supporter. She did a consultation, and I was giving my number out for consultation people too. So people who support me, I make sure I'm there to support them. That's just how we move. Please help, please, Kev, help. Just organic skincare. I and an ex are in good talking terms now. Please, how do I not desperate but make him ask to come back to me? Um, you just have to let that. You have to first of all be your best. Require his best because he's an ex for a reason. Be your best. Require his best, and continue to slowly seduce him if that's what you are planning to do. I can make this video an hour long just telling you about a lot of things that you can do, but I'd much rather give you an audio book or a book to read. It's called The Art of Seduction. Who is that thing? Jeff Green. Might be Jeff Green. The Art of Seduction by Jeff Green. He's the author of the 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Mastery and a lot of self-help books. But the Art of Seduction is a good audio book because the narrator is very, very interesting. He narrates all of Jeff Green's book. He might be Jeff Green. I don't know if he's actually Jeff Green, but he narrates the books with a certain entertaining tone. But the Art of Seduction, I would audiobook that. I think the book might be 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours if on the audiobook. Could be 8. But anyway, audiobook it is actually on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube and just listen to it in your spare time in the car. Get some of those get some of those tips and tricks in you, and then it's just about the art of subtlety. Subtle seduction is the key. And so if you want to build a relationship or create that type of tension, and you think that you're in a healthy enough place to come back to each other and have a good relationship, the art of seduction might be something that could give him new energy about you. Somebody said, Kevin, I love your advice and I think you're very attractive. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I ain't turning down no compliments. Thank you, and thank you. I used to think I looked all right. I'm all right. I'm cool. I think I'm handsome enough. I think I do better in person. I'm not sure these YouTube videos always do me justice, but I think my energy. I personally, I love my energy. I love my charisma. I love how I can command space in the place and affect the energy and the mood of a room. And so I love that about me. I've recognized that in me. Robert Greene, not Jeff Green, Robert Greene. Yeah, I don't know why I always say Jeff Green. Jeff Green played basketball. Robert, yeah, look, people in their comment section like Robert, yeah, Robert Greene. I always call him Jeff Green. I just think because I'll be watching basketball sometime. Do you live somewhere west? It's 1:50 a.m. here. I live in Ohio, so we on Eastern Standard Time. Let me see. That's the thing with Pretty Nick. They're so used to girls being obsessed that they don't know how to chase. Yeah, I guess so. You got to think anybody who's successful, and it's not that. See, y'all making it about how a guy looks. A girl cussed me out for being light skinned at one time because I said I gave y'all an example of this girl named Kim who stole my number and basically harassed me for a while, and I was just too nice to tell her I didn't want to talk to her. And I was the bad guy for doing that, even though I was very nice to the girl, and she ended up just getting bored with me and not calling me. Anyway, people got so upset about Kim that I didn't like Kim, and I didn't just tell her. First of all, I was 18, and so I don't give a damn. Kim lived. The point is this. Somebody cussed me out for being light-skinned, like, because they thought that I was really attractive, that I must and somehow treat people like that, and or treat people worse because I'm attractive. And listen, pretty guys or nice looking guys will always feel more confident in the places, in the areas of life that they are successful. That's not different with anybody. So anybody who has success with a particular thing is going to feel more confident, and they're going to work a little bit less because they don't have to work. They're going to use their resources and their energy to be great at the things that they struggle with. You see, you can't be upset with guys who have their way with women that they don't chase women, because why do they have to chase women? Like, beautiful women shouldn't be chasing men. That's what we're so confused about. They be chasing ugly dudes around too. And it's like, this dude ugly, ain't he treating you wrong and you chasing? It's just, I wouldn't, it's not pretty guys or pretty N-words or whatever you like to call them. It's not their fault that they having such successful women, that women are chasing them. They just have to find a woman worthy enough in their eyes to chase. The problem is a lot of times because they have so much experience with women, it starts to blend together to them, and they lose the value that they should have for women. And that's the problem. It's not that they're pretty or that they're feminine or anything like that. It's just that they don't have the value that they should have for a woman. And they don't learn respect, because women don't require respect. If you require respect, a man will give you respect, or he will get out your damn way. How does your wife feel about you giving women advice? My wife loves it. My first 10 videos I made my wife because I didn't know what my tone was going to be. I didn't know how I was going to relay the message. I didn't know which part of myself I was going to reveal as the messenger, because we all have a lot of speeds, a lot of different parts that make up who we are. And so, my wife actually, like, I had to give the videos to my wife. Like, the first 10 videos, I made her I wanted to make sure that my tone was right, my delivery of the message was right, and that I couldn't be misinterpreted for trying to do something I wasn't trying to do. So my wife had been extremely supportive about me giving women advice. And now she even helps me sift through my emails to make sure that we're trying to find people in my free email who really, really need help, because everybody starts the email with "please help. This is an emergency." In capital letters, "help, please." If you see that if you look at my email, hundreds of emails, everybody's starting with "please help, please help." And then there are a few gratitude emails that I get that people's like, "Hey man, I don't want nothing, but I just want to thank you for what you're doing." And I really appreciate those. But everybody's in crisis when they email me. So, my wife does a lot of work trying to sift through. Sometimes she'll read the emails for me and figure out who's actually in need of some help. Like, we're really trying to help people who need to be helped. So my wife is extremely supportive because she trusts me. And hell, I can leave my phone and go to work. I can leave my phone on the table and leave town. I don't give a damn. I ain't got nothing going on. So my wife is supportive because she knows me, and she knows that my intention is only to do the best thing for people and help them. And so my wife loves that I'm giving women advice. And I think she actually feels a bit honored that so many people find me attractive too. I think sometimes you live with somebody. I've been with her 10 years. She might have forgotten how fine I was until y'all told her. Uh, Somebody said, I love your energy too. I appreciate it, man. I do. I appreciate it. I'm an energy person, so when I feel the love on people, man, I just feel the good positive intent to affect people. I really love that. I'm a big energy person. Do men respect women who are highly educated and successful? Absolutely. Oh my God, they are diamonds in the rough. They are a powerhouse. But it takes a powerful, strong alpha male, a leader, a man who has respect and gives respect. Like it takes a good man to really handle that, and it takes a man who understands his power and is in touch with his masculine power and his masculine energy. Um, you can't have no little boy, and you can't be super successful, super educated, super strong mentally, super smart, and then get no little boy, right? You can't deal with small minds. Like you have to deal with somebody on your level, at least intellectually. He ain't got to have your paycheck, but like me, I have never had a problem with a successful women. Like I was just always like, wow, I was amazed and I was attracted. And most men who find themselves intimidated are intimidated because they don't know how they can compete or contribute, and it's because they don't have enough confidence in their intellect, in their spirits, in their capacity to impart wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to grow with that person. You got to build with a person, and if you don't think that you got enough hustle to build with a person, or you don't have nothing to offer anybody so far ahead of you, then of course you're going to feel intimidated or off put by a woman successful. But there are a lot of successful men, and not even successful men, but like successful minds. Like there are people who have abundance mind sets that if you have an abundance way of thinking, then you can handle a successful woman even if you're not living in abundance. Because you know abundance is coming and you have a plan. So a man with a lot to offer doesn't mind when a woman has a lot to offer. It's only when men don't have much to offer that they have a problem with that. And they can have a lot to offer financially, but if they don't have anything to offer intellectually by way of wisdom or spiritual understanding or whatever you would need from him, he don't have nothing to offer. If he's stunted in those ways, then yes, he's going to be upset. He don't want to share the spotlight of the financial riches. I have a video about that. Is he intimidated by your success again? It has a thumbnail of a lady in front of a chalkboard. It's not a picture of me. I used to do that when I recorded off location. I used to get like a picture of somebody else or like a free use picture when I didn't have like a good still of the video. So yes, it's one of my first 20 videos, I think, but I think it's a good video. The quality, looks like crap though, because I filmed it on an iPhone, but it's there. Men love women in heels, makes a difference, and they respect a woman who doesn't show too much. Hey man, some guys, and then other guys uh, don't give a damn how the woman presents herself. It just depends on where you're coming from and what your background is. But if you're looking for a man of quality, he needs to have some self-respect, and that's going to require him to have to hold you to a higher standard of self-respect as well. So those things exist. Excuse me. I'm gonna do about 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna get out for here. Yeah. Why are men talking about alphas and betas? We're not in the wolf pack. No, we're not. But excuse me, I feel like I got something in my throat. It's how they've decided to create a hierarchy. I don't know why, but it's a thing. Let me see. My boyfriend is passive aggressive. I feel like things bother him, but he doesn't say anything, which makes me feel like he doesn't care. I'm confused. I think if your boyfriend's bothered, but he's not sharing it, he, for whatever reason, feels like sharing it might not benefit him in any way, which might signify he doesn't trust you with those vulnerabilities. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I've been in positions where I didn't feel like sharing my opinions, and it was only because I thought it would fall on deaf ears or nothing will be done with my concerns. So if he's passive aggressive, it's because he doesn't believe that, for whatever reason, sharing would ultimately end up in him getting what he wanted more of from you. And it could be because he's a horrible communicator and he knows he doesn't know how to say it appropriately. But it could also be because he knows you're not going to do anything with the information. It's just going to damage you, and you're not going to move on it. So it just depends. But when guys shut down like that, usually they're protecting themselves or protecting you because they don't think either you are ready or they are ready to make the changes necessary. Okay. I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I gotta get the hell off of here. I'm gonna go. I gotta edit a video or go to sleep. I gotta do something. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna put y'all to sleep too. Somebody said, Kev, when a guy is open about his past sexual experiences and you don't want to hear it, but want to keep him open emotionally, how do you address this but help him to stay open? Just tell him that you want him to stay open, but not necessarily about the details of his sex capades. So explain that to him. Tell him that while you are completely fine and excited to hear about his life experiences, the details of his sexual history, um, they leave a taste in your mouth that you might not you'd rather leave behind. That maybe they hit you in an emotional place that you're not comfortable with. Um, make it about not about him oversharing, but just make it about the subject and maybe how it affects you, because it does affect you. And hopefully he respects that. It kind of hurts your feelings, or it makes you feel a little bit awkward imagining him with someone else, and that you prefer not to do that. Hopefully he respects that, but you got to say something, because that's not something you want to keep encountering if you have a problem with it. Somebody said he always skips my questions. They aren't dumb questions, are they? Moody Jim. No, they are not dumb questions. I just don't see them. What's happening is, like, I don't know how your comment section looks, Moody Jim, but my comment section, I'm getting everybody's comments and it's jumping around. And so, like, I'm trying to read the comment section, and my comment section just pauses and then jumps to a whole nother area. And I be trying to hurry up and read the question before they disappear. Your questions are not dumb. I'm just not seeing all the questions. Somebody said, Moody Gems, I'm looking for your question. I said, I hope he doesn't think it's spam. I just know everything moves fast. Okay, so I'm reading back on your question. I'm gonna hope I can find your actual question first. Moody Jim. See, you said laughing. Okay, here you go. Tips to get over an ex turn F buddy. Yes, I'm the one from the last live. I decided to make a clean break. Tips to get over an ex. Tips to get over an ex turned F buddy. I got you, Moody Jim. You say I got you. That's not a stupid question. Um, I'm not skipping anybody's questions. I'm just not seeing them. I'm just not ever. I'm just trying to hit somebody and scroll through and find another question. It's very difficult for me to stay organized in this live setting. Tips to get over an extern F buddy. Yeah, just keep yourself busy. Learn how to please yourself until you can find another healthy situation to extract that effing part from. Um, but you just keep in mind why you're moving on. Focus on the thing that drove you away, and that's just what you got to do. You have to trick yourself into only thinking about the things that pissed you off, because that's what'll keep you away from them. If you start thinking about all the things you missed, you're gonna try to give them another chance, but they haven't changed, you haven't changed, and you'll still be in the same position if you try to be with them again. Somebody said just the same as a man wouldn't want to hear about a woman brag about her ex escapade. Yeah, I do not. I would never want to hear about that. So, you know, congrats, Moody Jim. Yeah, for moving on. My question was earlier, guy who friend zone. Angela Moses said my question was earlier on the guy I adore who I friend zone. I don't know how earlier your question was, Angela Moses. Let me look. Angela Moses. Okay, see my question? No, not yet. Did I ruin it? Okay, Angela Moses. I friends on the guy that I had super chemistry with, and I was scared to go too fast. And he respected my wish and would spend time, but no more kisses or anything. I couldn't handle it, so I quit talking. Did I ruin it? Yeah, I don't think he ruined it. If he cared about you and then you broke it off, he's probably just heartbroken, and he probably don't think he can trust you with his heart. I'm not sure if you're asking, did you ruin your chances of being more with him, or did you ruin the friendship? You probably ruined the friendship a little bit, but I don't think it's not salvageable. I just think that sometimes you can be dangerous for a man if he feels that you have the power to hurt him, and you've actually done that. Then the friendship is going to be a bit awkward because he's going to have to either create distance or occupy his time with other women. Or things that get awkward if he starts, trying to put the other women in your face. Like, I'm moving on. See, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes. That friendship, that friend zone stuff, it gets very awkward quickly. So it depends on what you consider ruined. I think you can still. There's probably a lot of potential for you to still be with him if you want it. But if you're trying to make a guy linger in your presence because you think he's a good friend when he's in love with you, you got to let him go, because a guy that's in love with a woman, even if he's stuck in a friend zone, is probably going to reject. It's going to stop him from really exploring relationships with other women. If he's too close to the woman he's actually in love with. So that's one of those things. If you love him, you got to let him go. If you know he's in love with you and you don't have nothing to offer him. Otherwise, stop playing around and give him what he's been looking for in a relationship. But you don't want to be making that dude linger because he's your little buddy. And he ain't trying to be your brother. He's trying to be your man. And if you gonna keep him in that my brother, you're like my brother, that brother zone. Let that dude go. Let him find somebody he can take serious, and then meet him when he kind of calms down emotionally from you. Hubby works for Ford. I'm pursuing my law degree, and my husband's mom is gaslighting my efforts toward my purpose. Looking to relocate my husband and refuses to prioritize this. What can I do? I don't know, man. You got to get a husband that focuses more on his household and what his mom's got going on. Sound like you got a mom's boy. I don't understand. I don't understand why the mom is such a big factor. Unless you're taking care of her and she's living with you, I don't understand why she's making decisions for your household. And so that will be that's confusing to me. I don't know what to tell you about that, but that's what confuses me. So it sounds like you need to figure out how to get him to focus his energy on building, because right now he might be all over the place, and but you can't compete with his mom. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know why she's making decisions for your household. A lot of people break up about that type of stuff, and I hope y'all can make it through it. But it's gonna have to take some understanding, and y'all gonna have to talk about that. Somebody said, why do guys only hit on me when I'm absolutely not looking good? Apparently wearing sweats, etc. Because a woman is probably the most beautiful to some men when she is effortless, when she's like effortlessly her. Men, y'all think that makeup gives y'all value or makes y'all look amazing, and it gives you a different look, and you can look great, but we are very intrigued by a woman's nature. We are primal beings, and a woman with purple and blue and gold all over her damn face that's not the natural state, right? And so it looks good, but we are obsessive about a woman's nature. And when a woman can be naturally beautiful, like a woman in some sweatpants with a nice ass is so much more attractive than a woman. I mean, with too much makeup on and her hair overdone, and walking around in heels with limping and shit because her feet hurt. You just gotta respect that a man can recognize your raw natural beauty, and a lot of men do. I've always when I see a girl in some sweatpants and she's just dressed down, hair might be wrapped up. It's just like I said, like Drake said, sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. That's it's true, man. Men love a naturally beautiful woman in the morning. Karen Kareen said, thank you, I appreciate it. Um, Thank you for the super chat. Let me see. How to help babies when they don't see they getting played. Never want them to grow up. Yeah, there's a lot of people out here not growing up. Um, I enjoy the real talk. I have a wonderful husband, and only by the grace of God. Uh, but more of this should have been available in my younger days. Yeah, well, listen, man, I gotta get off of here and I know I done missed some people's questions. People gonna be mad. He always skip my question. I ain't trying to skip y'all question. I swear to God, I just don't be seeing every question. I'll be trying to keep the things moving. Y'all see, I've been talking for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I still got probably a couple dozen questions I'm missing to hear. So I'm losing my voice at the moment. Um, I'm gonna get with y'all later. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm gonna probably go live again next week. I'm gonna try. I've been trying to do live once a week, and I think I skipped last week. I've been trying to do live once a week. I'm trying to give y'all more content, but like I said, it's really hard when I'm juggling a lot of these other things I got going on. So I'm trying to let the things clear out so I can give y'all more content. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to email me, you're gonna get if you email kevhicktalksguyswithgirls@gmail.com, you will get a kickback that tells you how to email me through PayPal or GoFundMe with a donation amount of your choosing, uh, based on how much you can afford or how much you think it's worth. And so that's where we at with emails now. I got to start getting more for my time. Um, Otherwise, I'm always going to be working in my job and at YouTube, so I want to be able to give y'all more, and that's going to take me monetizing more of my experience here on YouTube. Anyway, I'll get with y'all later. If you want consultation information, you can email talkwithkevhick@gmail.com. I will not answer any emails about advice that aren't about a consultation at talkwithkevhick@gmail.com. Man, y'all have a good night. Be cool, man. Go buy some t-shirts. Visit my Teespring store if you want to support. You don't have to just give me money. You can get something back for your money. You can get some t-shirts or some yoga pants or something. But anyway, I'm gonna get with y'all later. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Y'all be cool, man. I'm gonna hit this end stream button right here. Bye. Yeah, bye.